Hey guys, if you don't know who I am already, I am self-proclaimed local celebrity, driver of the 551 250 Superstock TX Polaris, motivational speaker and training, and your host. Well, we found that when we started posting all this stuff about snowmobile racing and Parkinson's awareness and everything, that some of you people didn't really know too much about snowmobile racing. So tonight I want to give you a quick rundown of what we ride, the tech gear we wear to stay safe and what's required, and just give you a little feel. We were at the Andre house last week, and one of my friends said, what is this snowmobile racing you do? And my friend Todd told him he rides a buzzsaw. Well, it's not quite that rigid, but we do race on ice, and so I'm going to get you up to speed. Okay, first off, the rules require us to wear the latest Snell-approved helmet, so this is as high quality helmet as an IndyCar driver wears. We wear a sear shield and goggles. The sear shield does not touch in the front, so it can't fog up, because in racing snowmobiles, that'd be a bad deal to fog up. We wear goggles underneath, so that if on a wet track we get a lot of debris and slush and you can't see, you can push the shield up and you still can see for a few more laps. We run 3 laps every race, so we can get through 3 laps with that. I blocked off every vent in here. It's minus 22 degrees the last 2 years we were there, and I can't have that cold air on my head. I wear a neck brace. This fits on my shoulders and up under here, so in the event that nothing's going to happen to me, but if somebody should get crazy and knock me off my sled, I won't break my neck. I have something for the helmet to go on. We also wear a receiver with earpieces in our helmet, and that's connected to the track officials. If there's a yellow red flag, they get us shut down before we come tearing into the pack and run into somebody. I wear a baklava is the name. Basically a head mask with a vapor barrier over my nose so that all my breath comes out the bottom and doesn't steam up the shield. Gloves, driver's choice. I wear a pair of Under Armour liners because they're very comfortable and keep my hands from sweating. And then I wear a very heavy pair of gloves over them because with no windshield and 70 plus miles an hour, it's pretty cold. By the rules, I have to wear shin guards underneath my snowsuit. By convenience, I wear elbow pads. So in the event that I was off the sled and bouncing down the track, where did I put my water bottle? I don't know, but I'll try to find it real quick. Sorry, folks. I would still be injury-free. Move down to our feet. By rule, we have to wear a leather upper. Don't know what that does. We wear a couple of pair of wool socks. We have not figured out how to keep our feet warm when we're there. Currently, we're using foot warmers. They last about 4 hours. They keep them from freezing, I'll say that. They aren't really very warm. We may try some electric socks this year. If you got any suggestions from where you're at and want to send them to us, we would more than happy to hear about that. So moving on up, our next required safety piece is a tech vest. For snowmobile racing, it's required to have your rib cage covered, your shoulders, and the top of your collarbone and your shoulders. They check them like they check your helmet to make sure you're wearing the right one. Because it's minus 20 degrees, I wear a double layer suit, and I wear a zip-in liner because it's really cold. So I put on chilly long underwear, designer jeans, a good t-shirt that has something to do with the World Championships on it, the double layer suit, my tech vest, my double layer zip-in over vest, and the rules require, as you notice, my helmet is orange. You have to have a minimum of so many inches of orange on your helmet, because in the snow dust, you don't want you to run over another driver. Same way with your uniform. You have to have so many inches of orange on. I'm pretty sure I have more orange than anybody out of the 600 sleds that showed up last year, but they're not going to hit me. So this fits over like a football jersey over everything I've got, and you can see me. So if I was in the event, some idiot knocked me off the sled, it wouldn't hit me. We also have a pit coat. This is like Matt Dillon wore. Goes about this long. When you're standing there at minus 22 and the wind blowing, it gets pretty cold. If you happen to have a pit coat that you would like to trade, that's Polaris. First year that we raced, I rode a Skidoo. I made sure I had all Skidoo gear, and when we went to the Polaris, I got all Polaris gear, but I can't find a Polaris pit coat. I'm not interested in buying it, but if you've got one and would like to have a Skidoo one, I have the Blair Morgan model, very light use. I'll trade you. Alright, so where are we at? Getting you up to speed, so I want you to know everything about it. Purpose of our program. I'm trying to get awareness to Parkinson's and let everybody know that it doesn't stop you from having life. We're going to a big event. I have Parkinson's. We're going to have the DBS before we go, and hopefully we'll be as good results as the 8 people that we interviewed and said it really changed their life. So that's how we're planning on going, and we got just a few more days. Let's look at the sled. This is the sled we ride. This is a 250 Super Stock. We run in the Vintage series. And we can start with the controls. Like any ATV you've probably ridden, throttle runs 2 Mikuni carburetors. We run hydraulic brakes. The handlebar is turned down on the left side. If you want, I can give you a quick demonstration of how we sit and why the handlebar is turned down. We have a hook rest for our foot, because since the all left turns will be hanging off to get the weight to help turn, and our brake is turned down, handlebar is turned down. In the event something happened, we don't do a spleen removal on the track with the handlebar turned down. Like any jet ski that most of you have ridden, you have a kill switch tied to your uniform. If you fall off, thing shuts off, doesn't go into the crowd wide open. Pull start, switch for tail light. In ice racing, the ice gets really brittle. In high speed we get a lot of dust, and it's really hard to see. Hence the orange helmet, the orange vest, tail light, all part of the rules. We also have a switch here for a lube. Lube on, lube off. What is the lube system? Let's take a quick look. Can you get the ski into the picture? Just tilt down. We run North Star skis. Right now, they're in our, what we call our skin. They'll be in the skin anytime we're in the garage, in the hauler, going through the pits, in the hot pits, and until we pull out on the track, one of our crew members will remove the skins, and we only run them when we're on the ice. They have carbide, similar to an ice skate blade, down the bottom, and that's what digs into the ice so we can turn. We couldn't get it turned otherwise. If you want to look underneath real quick, we will show you. If you're familiar with snowmobiles, we have a rubber track that spins and moves the snow as you go. But we're not racing in snow, we're racing in ice. So as you'll see, there's all these carbide tip pins, and they dig into the ice and give us traction. Normally on a snowmobile, the snow flaps up under the track and lubricates the slide rail system. But because we're on ice, there's no snow to flop up, so it gets too hot. So we have a lube system. When I'm pulling out onto the track, I turn the switch to on. The lube tank is right here. We fill it. It runs off a vacuum pump, off the vacuum off the engine. Pumps in to the slide rails. I have 2 jets there, and we run eco-friendly fluid that keeps it from melting the high facts. The particular motor that I run is in the 250 class. This is a 250 free air, twin carburetor, Polaris, stock appearing exhaust. Any of you that have side-by-sides or certain, maybe even quads, will recognize the drive gear. We run a weighted sprung, purpose-built clutch, and it kicks in at 6,500 RPMs. We have a 2-speed driven that we try to keep the motor somewhere between 6 and 7,000 all the time. I think I might be a little off on that one, but we try to keep the motor in its power band all the time. So on takeoff, we're in the power band when we go. As soon as we get above the power band, the driven opens up, changes to a taller gear, and then we really pick up the speed going down the straightaway. Sorry, I just need to get another drink and we're almost ready to wrap it up. The driven runs our jack shaft to a chain case where we do a gear reduction down to the drive and the track. Here is the disc for the disc brakes, and that pretty much sums up how that all works. Let me see what other things, there's some things I wanted to make sure you knew about. People that want to help out. We need some sponsors. We have a sponsor. We want to thank Kevin Lake for sponsoring us for the hauler, Ted Carey for sponsoring us for the hauler the first year. We've got a trailer that will fit our quad, the skid that the sled pulls through the pits so we don't drive the sled in the pits, all our tools, safety gear. Our air conditioning business is sponsoring the fuel for the hauler for the 2-day drive. But we've got about 5 guys that we need people to sponsor meals for the, let's see, we're going to be testing Wednesday, testing Thursday, and then we race Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can do the math. We have hotels. We're going to fly them up, so if you would like to donate a few points, we're going to take some points of our own to, well, I'm not looking at anybody, sorry, I'm not, nothing to hide. If you have any airline points you'd be interested in donating, we're going to fly guys directly to Milwaukee or Minneapolis. I'm not sure which. I think it's going to be Milwaukee because the first day we're going to test in I think Medford. It's closest to the shop that built the engine. We just want to run 15-20 laps, make sure nothing falls off. We got the jetting right and we're good to go. We'll go from there up to Eagle River. We'll test on Thursday, see what it's like there. It's a bigger track, half mile, so we got some straightaways similar to running Daytona, and yeah, you just kind of got to get the bugs out. I have a simulator that I built. Maybe I can show you later on. We set it up here. We watch GoPro videos that people have filmed from Eagle River, and we set on it full gear and run our 3 laps. I've got about 6 videos in the simulator, so we never run the same one. You don't know where you're going to finish until you watch the video. What else would I like to tell you? We have a website getting ready to open up. We've Clint Carey 551, and it's 110-degree racing. This is a logo from a couple years ago. I don't think we have any shirts like that left, but we'll have some similar shirts with the Polaris Superstock class on. If you're wondering about the fuel, it's 2-stroke. We run 4 ounces of oil. We run VP 110 fuel. I think I've about covered it. If you have any questions, post them on the YouTube when you watch the video. Copy and paste the link to somebody else, get other people to watch it. We really want to get this thing to go viral. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I'm a little bit wound up, sorry. Tomorrow's a big day, and we'll tell you about that in the morning. But we're going to get the DBS surgery, and that's going to make this whole deal come together. Thanks for watching. Clint Carey 551, and then look for, this is episode 4. Have a good night. Thanks.